What's up, guys? It's Event in here. I feel like I owe you guys a really short video after that last one I made about my Eve story, which was maybe entirely too long, but I felt like I had a lot to say, so I figured I would get it out. But long story short, I wanted to make this. It's kind of more of a public service announcement. I actually just heard about this because of another YouTuber that I follow and subscribe to, which is called StrangeNet. He just released a video recently just saying, hey, caution this weekend because there's going to be a Halloween event coming up where they significantly increase the drop rate of items and modules and all that stuff on ships to like up to like 90%. I'm going to let him explain it. I'm going to put the link to his channel and to the description, to the video directly down in my description below so you guys can check it out. He actually goes pretty in depth as to what the drop rates look like, the changes we can expect, things like that. But long story short, if you are planning on doing any kind of hauling, maybe if you're planning on flying one of those big marauder ships, doing some mission running, things like that, or even if you're planning on doing some abyssal sites like above, like T4 and above, the likelihood of you getting ganked this weekend is very, very high because the odds of you dropping most of your loot is going to be about 90%. That's what he said in the video. So if I were you guys, I would just avoid any and all kind of risky type of gameplay like hauling, doing like very high-end mission running with like very high-end ships, things like that. But I think what I'm going to do this weekend potentially is hang out on some of these systems where a lot of ganks are going to happen. And I will probably be, and I wanted to do this as a quick reminder for you guys, is cover my loot ships. So this was my original loot ship for the Sunesis. As you can see right here, it had the micro warp drive and the cloak, so you can kind of settle on your perch pretty far away. Then I found out I used this a couple times and I have gotten killed in it because some of the times where I'd come and loot and I just wasn't fast enough to warp off in time, I would get scrammed, and then when I would try and crash the gate, I just couldn't turn this on because I was scrammed anyway. So I made a couple updates to it, so I'll just cover two of these here real quick. It's still the same thing. I wanted to put all of the align time modules and stuff like in the rigs, so that way you guys can customize this lower part as much as you can. So I would say use this fit if you feel like you can loot the wreck and be able to get away, and you might have one or two ships try and land a scram on top of you, and you should be able to get away with this fit. I put in a 10NN afterburner in this in case you need to crash the gate. I mean, if you overheat this bad boy, I mean, you're going up to about 1700 meters per second. And if you have this turned on, and I tend to overheat this too as well, you're actually pushing a decent amount of EHP. So typically I warp in, I just click all, and if I can't loot it all, I try to grab the stuff at the top of the list because I have it organized by like most expensive. And usually 600 M3, that's enough to grab the things like those very high-end modules, especially the dead space ones. Like that's the stuff you're usually trying to go for. Obviously, you're not going to be looting any ships or anything like that just because the cargo hold isn't big enough. So if there are a couple other ships that have, you've been scoping it out, they have been locking on to ninja looters such as this. This should be enough to get away, but if you do get scrammed and you can't warp off, try and overheat both of these and just crash the gate as fast as you can and get out of there. If you are gonna loot and there's absolutely no way you can get away, sometimes I've gone to certain systems and there's just like 6-7 ships just always there waiting to scram you just so you can't get away. I ended up making this fit. Obviously you can fit way less in the cargo hold because I added some overdrive injectors so we can go a bit faster. But again, all we're trying to do is just A, hope that the wreck is close to the gate, and B, we're gonna do the exact, the mid slots are pretty much the exact same. I was actually able to upgrade the small shield extender a little bit because we had a little bit more CPU and like power to play with for the most part. But again, you're just gonna overheat these, and because we have these overdrive injectors, we're moving about 30-40% faster than we were with the other fit. So again, this is one that for sure, like, hey, I'm gonna get scrammed and I'm just gonna get locked. Like, I know I'm gonna get locked down with this fit, but if I can overheat both of these, hopefully they don't have a web on top of me, but this should be enough speed and hopefully enough EHP that you should be able to crash the gate. I know these fits are anywhere between like 20 to 25 million right now, but sometimes if you get these good ninja loot, guys, sometimes you can get anywhere between 50 to, like I said in my last video, I think I got like a 900 million ninja loot one time because I was able to grab a extra large like Pith X dead space shield booster from a golem that died on a gate. So again, this weekend, just be extremely careful, guys. There's going to be a ton of gankers. The drop rate of certain ships are going to be very, very high, and just, you know, if you don't want to be in on the action, being the ganker itself or being the victim, why don't you go ahead and be the guy that's going to take advantage of these wrecks and try and loot the nice expensive stuff and get out of there as fast as you can. So again, hope you guys fly safe, keep your head on a swivel out there this weekend, and fly safe.